So we finally got our first look at Tron Ares with a new teaser that just dropped a couple days ago. After the announcement at D23 last August, we've been patiently waiting to see what would be in store for us with a new Tron entry, and I've got to say, this looks pretty fucking cool. Tron Legacy is one of my all-time favorite movies, and no, I don't need to explain myself for that, and it's nice to see that that seems to be the consensus for a lot of people now. Tron Legacy came out at a very special time, I think, for me, and for a lot of people who remember it fondly. It came out during a pivotal moment of my impressionable teenage brain's development. It's etched into my psyche in a lot of ways, and that's in large part due to the soundtrack, of course, by Daft Punk, and just the visuals and the spectacle of what it is. I mean, it's awesome neon lights and cool sci-fi. When I say this movie has inspired a lot of my specific aesthetics for when I design like my websites or when I do stuff like that, it did. But I think what's cool to see also is just the nostalgia that surrounds Tron right now with this teaser dropping. It's really nice to see how many people do look back on the Legacy film very fondly. Tron Legacy came out during a time where even though those movies were not critically received very well, they were still made with a lot of passion. They were made with a lot of heart, and you can see a unique identity behind movies like this. Like the Speed Racer movie, for example, is another one I would put in that category where, yeah, it's a crazy movie, but I rewatched that recently, and man, they really just don't make them like this anymore. Watching Tron Legacy, you can just see there is so much to appreciate behind everything that's happening, even if there are some early development CGI choices that didn't look that great. It's just a visual spectacle, and like I said, it's probably a guilty pleasure movie for me more than anything else. I don't look at it as a masterpiece by any means, but I love that movie inside and out, and that is largely in part to the soundtrack. I mean, that soundtrack from Daft Punk was one of my first introductions to dubstep EDM, along with stuff like Skrillex when I was in high school. I mean, to this day, I can guarantee you that when I get my Spotify Wrapped at the end of the year, there are at least 2 or 3 tracks from the Tron Legacy soundtrack in that playlist. But I'm not going to get too in-depth on Tron Legacy. I actually plan on making a video specifically for that movie, which I'll probably release closer to Tron Ares' release date, you know, to grab the clout of that movie coming out. But as far as this teaser goes, it looks great. I'm really excited for it. The biggest thing I can say is I'm really happy that this is a actual teaser. You know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of movies these days that come out and they give you the trailer and it's basically just the movie's plot within 2.5 minutes. So it's just nice to see, you know, this is really what a teaser should be. Just a little taste of what to expect if we go to see the film. You know, some visuals, a little taste of the music, of course. I do love that they know how important the soundtrack of Tron Legacy was to people, because this is the first time in I can't even think of how long where on the announcement for it at D23 and at the end of the teaser, they specifically tell you who the music's going to be by. Like, that's a big part of what this announcement was. So it's nice to know that they're aware how awesome that score is, that they had to say, okay, here's who's doing the music. We want you to know who's doing the music for this. And that right there, I'll say real quick, I am seeing a lot of comments already on, you know, YouTube and Facebook where there are people really upset that it's not Daft Punk again. And for one, are you aware they're not a group anymore? They broke up not too long ago. But even if they were still a group, I wouldn't want them to do the soundtrack for this film. I wouldn't want them to try to, you know, out-top themselves from what they did with Tron Legacy. Because also, much like the Tron universe itself, I would want it to evolve. I mean, that soundtrack is so perfect for that film in that time that it came out, that a new Tron movie, you know, 10 plus years later, I would expect to have an evolved kind of sound to it. I would still want electronics, and based on the teaser, that's exactly what Nine Inch Nails is going to provide, and it definitely has a much grungier feel to it, which parallels to this darker, gritty tone I think they're trying to set here with like even the red colors and the light cycles and everything is bathed in red, which I really like. That's another thing that tells me that this might be a project that has an actual vision. I remember thinking that when the trailer for The Batman by Matt Reeves came out, it's very distinguishable that there is a vision there, you know, with the Nirvana song playing and all the color elements with the red and the black, and I'm getting that same kind of vibe from this. So here's hoping that's actually what's going to happen. However, I know they're going to release more trailers. I'm sure they'll be like, you know, the official trailer number 1, then the official trailer number 2, and then TV spots and all that fun stuff. So I'm sure there'll be much more footage that'll be revealed before the movie comes out, but I'm probably not going to watch those. I mean, all I need is this teaser. And honestly, this is another one of those films where it's like, unless they colossally just really screw up I'm gonna find a way to enjoy this. I mean, like I said, Tron is a guilty pleasure for me, warts and all, so they would have to do something extremely heinous for me not to like this in any way. I mean, I'm very much looking forward to this as what it is, an event in the theater with large light spectacle and sound, and that's what I want to see, you know? I'm not gonna go in expecting a groundbreaking story or even acting for that matter. I just want to be taken back to the world of the Grid one more time and just enjoy myself. And honestly, I'm excited to see Jared Leto in it. I'm not his biggest fan, but I will say when he's actually trying and not just being a lunatic, I do like his work. And I know he's been trying to get this movie off the ground for a very long time, kind of a la Ryan Reynolds with Deadpool. And I've just gotta, give thanks to the fact that there's someone out there that brought a new Tron movie into the world. So thanks for that, Jared, I guess. Let's hope it pays off. But yeah, much like the teaser, don't have too much to say, but just that I'm excited. I think it looks really cool. I think the music sounds good so far that's in the teaser, and yeah, if you've seen it, you probably feel that way too, I hope. Anyway, I'm about to finish season 2 of Severance, so I'm gonna go back to watching that. All right, bye.